chapter number, I think 9, I believe. 7, 8 we have seen. Good evening, Sumit. Yeah, Sandeep. Absolutely, after 22 days. I was not there in town. I had some sessions out of town, so I was very busy. Good evening, Surya Prakash. So, I'll be taking up lecture today, and there will be one more extra lecture next week, Thursday. Probably if I'm not able to complete today. Thank you so much, Sigmund. Thank you. So, today we'll be starting up with this part, and if I fail to complete today the remaining portion, I'll be taking up at the last part on Thursday, next week Thursday, and we'll wind up Thursday. So it's going to be great. Thank you so much, Kaushiki. Those quotes I actually honestly write on my own self, Kaushiki. I've got around 2,500 WhatsApp friends which gets those things, and I've got around 5,000 students and friends, family, relatives on Facebook. So that is how I reach to everyone. Thanks once again, Kaushiki. Yeah, there will be, Sumit, one more extra lecture which will happen on Thursday mostly, or on Monday. I'm not very sure. It is on Thursday or Monday. I'm not sure when it is expected to happen. Tuesday, sorry, not Monday. Tuesday or Thursday, दोनों में से वो एक दिन में होगा. If I fail to complete today's session. So today we'll be starting up with chapter number. Last time we did 2 chapters, 7, 8. Today we'll be starting with 9 and the remaining part. So we'll be starting up with those remaining chapters, starting from chapter number 9 and remaining part. And guys, I have today uploaded the PPTs which I used in the PCP sessions. So the same PPT is going to be over here. So if some of them who were there in the PCP and you have got the PPTs, you can refer the same slides. The PPTs which I'll be sharing up with you all will be of all the chapters together in one stretch. Chapter number 8, and we will start accordingly. Okay? Great. Hello Prashant. Good to see you once again. Good evening to you as well. So good evening once again to everyone. There are few students who are still joining us. So I'm going to take some time before I start the session. So we'll take a break of around 2 to 3 minutes and then we will start. Okay. Good evening to you as well, Tarun. So good evening once again, everyone. Good evening, Manish. You will get a lot of information about the question on a lot of books. Good evening, Razi. Good evening, Shailesh. Good evening, Nitin. Good evening, Sanjivani. So we'll start today's session. I'm uploading the PPTs. Just wait for 1 minute and then we will start the show. Okay. So just wait for 1 minute. Learning a lot of things so far. I hope the subjects which have been covered over here so far, you had a good time learning as well. And guys, I'll tell you honestly, couple of things as far as our subject is concerned. No, not for your batch, Mohini. I had PCB for some other batch. Okay. So as far as management is concerned, you would have seen a lot of changes happening. One new thing which has been happening in the world over, as far as management related thing is concerned, is things related to how you can get work done specifically in stressed environment. So if you have got stressed environment, how can you get the work done is basically the key over here in the real-time scenario. So this is what been going across. You would have seen that recently Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, had visited China and South Korea and other parts, Mongolia and etc. things. Over there, the talk was more about how skill development can happen, and for developing the skills, you require a lot of managerial aspects, managerial you can say support, without which it is difficult at times to grow as fast as possible. So managerial aspects has been a key, not only in the current affairs but also in the real-time situation. The management is given a lot of preferences and references. Those who have got the PPTs on your screen, the PPT is very huge. It comprises of around 221 slides, guys. Those who haven't got, and I have given you the link as well, you can download from the link as well. Those who haven't got, you can download from the link. We will be starting from slide number 42. Let me be just informing you all. We'll be starting from slide number 42. I'll just run across those slides and reach up to 42. I'll not explain anything up till slide number 42. Yes, I'll give you a brief idea that what all things are involved in this part, because we are, as it is running short of time, specifically as we are into the scenario where we have got just one session left for completing the session. Yeah, thanks Sanjeevani. Yashish, if the slides are not being shown, you can download from the link which I have given to you. I'll once again give you the link. See, this is the link from which you can download the PPTs. So I hope everyone has got the PPTs by now. Can I have quick responses from everyone so that we can start the session? Has everyone has got the PPTs? Chapter number 9 we will start, Vinod. Great, superb. Yeah, I know it's chapter number 7, but we'll start with chapter number 9 directly. This is the same PPT I used for the PCP, that is Personal Contact Program. The same PPT I have installed it over here so that it helps you, me, everyone, and accordingly we can smoothly run with the portion. Those who were there for VCF, those who were there for the PCP, the same PPT was there, and so you can balance accordingly. It is going to be a revision for those who were there in the PCP, and those who weren't there for the PCP, for you is going to be a fresh experience and exposure. As I think Sandeep mentioned that it has been 22 days after which I am meeting you all. Yeah, it is going to be bonus. Absolutely correct, Sumit. No problem, Rishikesh. Good to see you. Good evening once again, Rishikesh, to you as well, though it's your first lecture. Absolutely not a problem. Hopefully you are all well versed with. If you have got any queries, questions, problems, issues, you know the support desk number as well. I'll just quickly give you the support desk number or technical support number, which will be a help for you all. If you have got any queries, you can log into this. Contact this group of people, back office people. They will be the best people to help you. And this is the link once again which I am mentioning for you all. Chalo, so let us start. I am just directly moving on from this slide to the 42 numbered slide. But if you can see, Shweta, my voice is audible enough to you, Shweta? If you can hear me? Yes, Shweta, you can hear my voice? Okay, great. So in this session, we have got 7 to 15 chapters. These are the chapters which we have got. No, Rishikesh, do you have on your screen, if I am changing, are you able to see the chapters changing? Give me the answer in yes or no format. No. So you need to reach to slide number 42. Those who cannot see the slides which I am changing and you have downloaded from the link, go to slide number 42 directly and wait. By the time I'll reach to that slide number 42. Or you can also browse across with me. I'm on slide number 3. I am on slide number 3. Kaushiki, it's not getting downloaded. Take the link once again. Take the link once again. Yes, Kaushik, it will take a little time because the slide, the size of the file is very big, huge. I have directly given that all the 9 chapters together. Okay, Kaushiki, but don't worry, you can hear, you are very attentive in the lectures, so you will be able to bridge the gap as well. You can keep the book with you and specifically you can compare and you will be able to get the answers. Rishikesh, chapter number 9. No, downloaded is not reference chapter wise, it is together. Everything is together in one slide only, one PPT only. Okay, chalo. So Rishikesh, I will be starting with chapter number 9. On your screen on slide number 3 I am right now. On slide number 3 we have got all the 9 chapters which is there in the end term portion, starting from chapter number 7 to chapter number 15. So in the textbook, chapter number 7 is types of organization. Okay, great, superb, Rishikesh. So on chapter number 7 in the book is mentioned as types of organization. Chapter number 8 is referred to as staffing. Next is departmentation. Then we have got directing, coordinating, controlling, delegation and span of management, modern trends in management and decision making. Yes, absolutely, Sanjeevani. Thanks for your kind words. Okay, most of them. Come on quickly, everyone. I want everyone to just press Y and enter. So I can see a lot of people communicating with me. Great, superb. Now I'm telling you chapters. Keep a textbook handy with you with a pen and a notebook which you can write down a lot of notes whichever I will give it to you. So from chapter number 7 to 15, which is end term portion, I'll tell you which chapters are important after seeing the questions pattern which has been designed. So these important chapters are chapter number 7, chapter number 10, 11, 13, 14. I repeat once again. Chapter number 7, chapter number 10, 11, 13 and 14. 7, 10, 11, 13, 14. 7, 10, 11, 13, 14. These are keys. These are very, very, very important chapters for exam. So thoroughly read these chapters. Okay, so everyone is with me? Can I have quick responses from everyone once again? Everyone with me? Great, great, superb. We know that if anyone wants for the story, what is line? Then we saw functional organization. What is functional organization? Then we went into line and staff organization. That was combination of line and functional. Then we went few slides and then we saw committee organization. I hope everyone remembers committee organization, where a lot of group of people who come together, discuss for a particular subject and the committee dissolves. That is committee organization. Then there were 3 different types of committee. This is very important question for exam, specifically known as types of committee. Aage badhte, then we saw project organization. How and what is project organization and how it functions. Then we saw matrix organization, which is very complicated and complex, which was referred to as matrix organization. In India, companies like HUL, Hindustan Unilever Limited, Procter & Gamble, P&G are few examples of companies which are into matrix organization structure. So we saw matrix organization in detail, what it was, and then we saw free form of organization. That is, how does the organization structure in free form would actually function, which is specifically for project to project basis. After that, the project is over, then the structure of the organization dissolves. That is known as free form organization. Is it clear with everyone so far? थोड़ा मैंने browse कर दिया quickly, but you would have got the basic idea. Maybe Kalpana, which I have loaded the PPTs, you are not able to see. Reason because maybe your internet speed would be slow. I would humbly request you to download the PPTs from this link, Kalpana. Okay, Kalpana, just put this link and then download it and it will be helpful for you. Okay, now I hope everyone clear with this first topic. Kalpana, what happened? I cannot understand your question. Write down the whole question properly. What the problem is. Okay, next we move on to the chapter known as staffing. Staffing पे बढ़ो आगे. Okay, staffing we saw. Staffing basically involves recruitment, human resource, and etc. things. No problem, Kalpana. You can download from the link. Don't worry. Download from this link, na Kalpana. Not a problem. If you still have got doubt, you can talk to the support desk. They'll be the best people to help you. Because I am technological, basically illiterate. I would not know what technological questions if you are going to ask me. Just put this link and download the PPTs from this link. It will be helpful. Okay, Kalpana. Okay, chalo आगे बढ़ते. So staffing specifically means what? It was more involving relationship with regards to human resource management, which ensured the right person for the right job. How right persons can be utilized for the right kind of job. If we had to identify, we identified with the help of staffing. Then we saw the concept specifically related to manpower. That is how the manpower will be trained and what exactly they will be doing, how things will work out. So all those things we saw in staffing related concept. Although it was neglected function in the business, but then slowly and steadily the importance of staffing was realized. Then we saw all details, what is staffing and how exactly it functions. Then we saw elements of staffing. That is, what are the different components involved in staffing. We also saw the objectives and functions of staffing. That what is the objective, core basic objective of staffing and how it is functioned. We also saw the process of staffing. That is, first we estimate the numbers, then we select the applicants from the market, we train them, develop them, and then we measure the performance. Are they able to perform as per the need or what? Then in this part we saw the word concept known as recruitment. Recruitment was nothing but the process of finding the proper candidates for right kind of activities. That is where we saw the concept of recruitment. After that we saw recruitment by internal resources. You remember internal sources, that is transfer, promotion, and other relevant ways we can recruit the people. So we saw internal recruitment and then we saw external recruitment. In external recruitment, the list is endless. We have seen so many types of sources of recruitment, and as far as external it is concerned, we saw very unique kind of recruitment, which was known as field trips, waiting list, unsolicited applications, educational institutions, personal consultants. These are all different ways through which you can recruit the employees from the external point of view. Then we saw the whole selection process, right from receiving and screening the applications to next initial interview, then blank application, and then the whole process, how it functions, checking references, test and interview. So this was how the recruitment and selection process, to be able process, selection process takes place. Then final selection, medical examination, placement and orientation. Many of you working in the market would, or in the companies, when you would have got recruited, you would have got recruited based upon these all policies and different kinds of challenges and different kinds of tools and techniques. So this is what you also would have gone through, that is specifically medical examination, placement, final selection of yours would have been happened in this particular way. So all these things we personally also have viewed as far as it is possible in the real-time scenario. Then next we are on the concept known as test. There are two types of test: proficiency test and aptitude test. The details of these needs to be properly and thoroughly revised. I'll tell you, it is on page number 145 book. That is proficiency test and aptitude test. Please read it properly. I repeat, please read this tests wala part properly, because there are a lot of MCQs based and designed on this test. That what do we mean by interest test, or what is intelligence test? So concept would be given and you will need to be judged that is this an intelligence test? Is this a personality test? Is this judgment test, or is this situational test? So you'll have to base upon that. If you know the concepts, you can click which is the correct answer. Then we move, these all things we have seen in the last class. Then we saw process of interview, that how the interview process would actually function and work about. The whole process, right from reviewing the background, then preparation of questions, putting the applicant at ease, drawing the best applicant and concluding the interview. This we saw. Then different kinds of interview we saw. There are around 7 different kinds of interview, starting with direct interview, indirect interview, pattern interview, stress, systematic, board or panel interview, group interview. So all these kinds of interview we have seen in the last class. Then we saw what do we mean by promotion, transfer, job rotation. So transfer, promotion and job rotation, how it functions, what are different elements involved in it. So all these things we have seen in the last class. Now I want quick responses. Have you all understood? Yes or no? Have you all understood? Yes or no? I went a little fast because all those things we have done earlier. And which are the key topics I had told you all, you need to read it thoroughly. I forgot on one key topic which you need to read it thoroughly. It's kinds of interview. I'll tell you a key. Any kinds, types, process. I repeat, any kinds, types, process in the book. Read it properly. I repeat once again. Kinds, types and process. Read it properly, because one of the processes they may ask, so and so is called as what? If this is there, which type of this thing is there? So kind, types and processes needs to be properly read across. Else you can just touch and go and move ahead. Is it clear with everyone? Yes or no? I'm waiting for your answers. I have so far not got any more responses. From out of around 100 odd students, I'm getting responses from just 5 or 10 different people. So I think that you are not able to listen to my session. Are you able to hear to my session? Superb. Now I've got around more yeses. Great. Same to same नाम वाला डालो मत yes 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 करके, मुझे मालूम पड़ता है. Cheating मत करो. Great. Great Lalit, good to see you once again. Kalpana, great. Kalpana, हो गया आपका PPTs download? Good evening Deepak, good to see you. So Kalpana, how are you managing PPTs? Link you can download now from that if it is possible. Not possible? Or contact the support desk. Okay, no problem Kalpana. But PPTs रहेगा तो it will be more helpful. Textbook you have got a lot of excess and extra thing. Great. Jayant, I will give you the PPT, don't worry. Yes, Kaushik is superb. You can do that thing. Kaushik has asked me question for betterment for everyone. Kaushik has told me, sir, is it okay to read through the PPT for exam preparation? My answer to Kaushik's question is 100% yes. Go through the PPT once thoroughly. Or other, I'll tell you, for exam preparation, this subject will not take more than 4 hours preparation. Okay? No, Mohini, it will be based upon that. Mohini, question will be maybe based upon case study. But I'll tell you how to prepare for this subject. You require only 4 hours thorough study for this subject. And my humble request, I am saying 4 hours because you are giving exam which is of online MCQ questions. So 4 से 5 घंटा बस हो गया पूरा subject पढ़ने के लिए. What you need to do is whatever chapters I have told you are important. Read those chapters thoroughly. Reading मतलब क्या? Just के लिए सब पेज घुमाने का नहीं. Reading doesn't mean just moving on the page. Reading means actually sitting and reading line to line. I didn't got your question, Kaushiki. So my humble request would be just read across the whole, not PPT. Read across the book first. Read across the book first. Properly, thoroughly, एक बार book पूरा read कर लो. Learn मत करो. Don't mug it up. Read across. And in that, questions which are related to types, questions which are related to methods, वो थोड़ा नाम याद रखना पड़ेगा. That is at the outset. This would, no Ranjan, this is not an open book exam. Mohini, you can go through V lectures, not a problem. Mohini, you can go through V lectures, not a problem. Probably Kaushiki, I don't know which side you are talking about. Yes, Mohini, you can go through the V lectures, that is the best part. But that V lectures would be very long in numbers. Mohini chalega, Kaushiki, if it is there online side, I don't know. If it is there, then you can take. No, Sandeep, I am not there in V lectures. I was not allowed. But so go through the PPTs, textbook first, and then whatever PPTs I have shared with you all. So Sandeep, समझा? You went through the V lectures. Was it comfortable? थोड़ा उसमें slow बहुत गया है, but ठीक है, not a problem. My humble request would be first going through the book, then going through the PPTs, going through the book first, and then reading the PPTs. PPTs को फटाफट भगाने का. 4-5 hours में superb जाएगा. Yes, Ranjan, absolutely correct. Sandeep, not a problem. अगली बार इधर adjust कर लेंगे. Tension नहीं. Okay, so I am starting with chapter number 9 now. I hope you are all connected to me. You all have got the PPTs. If someone who has missed on the PPTs, this is the link once again which I am sharing with you all. So here we go with chapter number 9, which is specifically mentioned as departmentation. Now, before I go ahead with departmentation, can someone tell me in an organization different types of department which you have seen? In an organization different types of department you have seen. Can I have quick responses from everyone? What department you have seen? Guys, my video would be not visible. There is some problem, but you can hear my voice. So don't worry, you can go ahead. My video will start in 2 minutes. Okay, I've got few responses like R&D, finance, HR, marketing, account, engineering, sales operations, HR, quality. Oh, Tarun has given wonderful explanation. Tarun says production, HR, maintenance, sales, services. Okay, Mutila has given me example like procurement, networking. Super Mutila. IT network, okay. Siddhi, what is QA and AC? What is QA and AC? What is QA and QC? Yes, Jose, I know my video is little got offloaded from I'm just trying to adjust something, but my voice is audible enough. Dispatch. Okay, QA Sandeep means by quality assurance and quality control. Great, superb. Okay, Mahesh, ये क्या? Kitchen, front office, housekeeping, account, sales, HR, etc. Okay, software development says Snehal. Sandeep, what is SEPG? Sandeep has given me a new acronym known as SEPG. Deepak, superb. I was looking for someone who will come out with this wonderful department. Pranati, exactly superb. What Deepak has said, you have said the same thing. Pranati and Deepak has given me a department known as logistics department. Superb. पहले भी बहुत लोगों ने लिखा, but just I went ahead, just I saw right now. Sandeep says me SEPG का full form software engineering process group. Kalpana, absolutely correct. A new department which is growing big time and government has given a lot of support is known as export department. Superb. Import, export, import department. Correct. Great. Yeah, and I am over here only, Rishikesh. So legal, customer care, fabrication, security, administration. Super, you guys are heads up. You have got so much knowledge about different departments. Okay, project management office, etc. things. So you have got so many different departments. Thank you, Sigmund. Actually, I was trying to adjust and now the camera has been adjusted, so not a problem. So, but I'll tell you honestly, guys, you have given so many different examples of these many departments. But in this chapter, we will be seeing departments, what you have said. Other than that, you divide the organization in these departments. Whereas in organization, departments are not based upon this. The departments are divided or designed on different patterns. So we will be seeing different patterns of department. I would tell you one question at the end of the chapter. Someone has to remind me that this question. So if I tell you all 3 companies, one company name, I will name it as Tata. Another company I am naming it as HUL, and last company I am naming it as L&T. Okay, last company I am naming it as L&T, Larsen and Toubro. I want you all to tell me at the end of this chapter what kind of departmentation would be running in Tata, HUL and L&T precisely. Okay, Tata, HUL and L&T. At the end of this chapter, I want you all to help me to understand what kind of departmentation. After the topic which we will be able to answer this question is patterns of departmentation. What different pattern of departmentation these company possess or own. But let us now go ahead and see the different concepts of departmentation. So we have seen various. Sigmund, I love you here. Superb question. Superb. I'll answer this question little later. Okay. We have seen various functions of management, which is visualized as planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, and controlling. You remember in the midterm we did the same chapter in which we saw POSD, CMC. So these are different functions of management which comprises of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, motivation, and controlling. Departmentation is part of organizing process. So departmentation is specifically part of organizing or organization. When the organization grows, it becomes complex and complicated. Departmentation is needed when we have to handle complexity. So when there is complex activities happening in the business, the company needs to create a lot of departments, and these departments will be the answer to the question how it can grow systematically and in simplified version. Departmentation involves grouping of common activities and resources under single person's control required for predetermined activity. So rather, when does department grow or actually function? So departmentation specifically involves or grows based upon grouping of common activities and resources under single person's control. So when there is organization which has got a lot of people working, when there is organization which comprises of a lot of people working, at that time we will have one head and below that lot of people will be working. That is where departmentation will involve grouping of common activities. The activities are grouped on the basis of functions of organization. So these activities will be based on what functions, and the functions, general functions in any business comprises of either A, usually in any business, there are these 4 functions. You will have marketing function, finance function, HRM functions, and operations. These are generic functions. Then the things would change from person to person. Yeah, Shweta, I just mentioned in an organization, the activities are grouped in basis of different functions of an organization. So these activities could be either marketing based, can be finance based, can be HRM and operations. These are general. Now from company to company it will change. In some company they may have research and development as an addition. In some company you may have department like logistics as an addition. You may have export import department as an addition, and you may also have fabrication as a department as an addition. So it will change from company to company. The functions will be accordingly designed and accordingly balanced. This work is done by CEO, Chief Executive of the organization, to ensure what way the departmentation needs to be created or designed. So for example, this is a wonderful example which we also saw in the PCB. Like for example, the photocopy machine in marketing section is always overloaded and the utilization is 125%. So there are usually people waiting as there is a lot of photocopying happening, but the machine is never vacant. On the other side, finance section has got utilization of 100%, which means that it is always working. But unlike in HR section, the utilization of photocopying machine is only 60%, whereas in production section, there is only 10% of use of photocopying. So this is a big problem which the company is facing. Now, solution to such a problem was designed beautifully, wherein the problem company saw was, we see that there is a machine idle time in 3 sections, and in 1 section there is queues of people waiting for photocopying. So we saw from the 4 sections, 3 section, either people are the machine is having ideal time, or maybe there is cut to cut, neck to neck the business is happening, or at times there is no work there, and in 1 section there is overloaded of people working. So can the marketing people go to other sections? It depends on management policy. If management says no, marketing cannot go and interfere HR people, and marketing cannot go and interfere production, but production, if has got a problem, if machine is not there, they can go in some other department. This will create a lot of you can say hierarchical problem. So it is going to be very challenging how they play this problem. So marketing people can also go out to make photocopies. So this will all depend on what management policy. So the solution actually was given in this way. Actually, it is prudent, or it is possible to have a photocopying department with maybe 2 machines, only with one person or 2 person who will cater to all the organization for the photocopying requirement. Now this in turn, this in simple word is known as departmentation, turning complex activities into simple activities. This will ensure that the company will be able to give the output systematically and efficiently. This is the way how the departmentation takes place. If you see a lot of people getting engrossed in one place and giving the output, and there is nothing happening, so create departmentation, and this departmentation will be the reason why the company gives the output efficiently and effectively. Is it clear with everyone? Can I have quick responses from everyone? So far departmentation concept clear? Okay, great, superb. आगे बढ़ते. However, it is a must to utilize the resources optimally. Now, any kind of business, one important element which is required is what? Utilizing the resources optimally. Yes, Kaushiki, you can say like that, not a problem. However, it is a must to utilize the resources optimally. So one important part is what in the whole story, that whichever resources the company has got, they should be optimally utilize the resources. If the departmentation is done, it must facilitate resource optimization. Now, it should not happen when this departmentation is created, still people are waiting in queue to solve the problem. It should not happen in this way. So if this is not possible, then departmentation will not serve its purpose. So still with having this department, photocopying department, 2 machines, 2 people under supervision of an administration, then still people are waiting for getting photocopying, and there is a hell lot of big queue happening in that department, then the purpose of departmentation has not served. And that is where the concept requires proper understanding and proper management of that particular part. That is how the departmentation would be able to give benefit over a period of time. Okay. Now next specifically is referred to as another example we will see. Let us see another example is of big finance company. So we may have a situation where we have a big finance company. Now it expands and creates many branches in the same city. So there is a big finance company. It expands and creates many branches in the same city. So like for example, let us name this particular company as a very new generating opening finance company. I'll name this company as Anand Rathi Securities. If someone has heard this name, Anand Rathi. Anand Rathi Securities is a very famous company developing big time in the market. So Anand Rathi Securities is a company which is developing this particular business, Anand Rathi Securities. It expands and creates many branches in the same city. So in Mumbai only they have got around 500 branches. However, it is found that half of the branches do not have any footfall. So from these 500 branches, they find that around 300 branches there is no footfall, no employees are coming in it. It is a big challenge. The resources which is visualized as men, material and machines are ideal. So they are just sitting idle and they are not being able to give the output. Then the business will be in loss. It can be like that. Why it will be at loss? Because from 500 branches, 300 branches are just idle. They are not giving any kind of business. There is no output. There is no functioning. Then there is a big loss. then the business will be in loss. It can be like that. Proverb, operation successful, patient dead. So it will be a situation where the operation was successful, like the office was superbly designed, it was in proper condition to work, but there was no customers coming in. So that is where the whole idea for running that whole business would be in a loss-making concept. Is it clear with everyone? And hence what the company should do in this kind of a problem, they should create and identify which offices are not giving the output. Maybe they can connect or close one of the branches over there, or set up some other kind of activity which can relate the customers or divert the customers from that end to some other end. So this is the way how departmentation will help organization to give fruitful result. Is it clear with everyone? Are you all at par with me so far, whatever I've explained? Can I have quick responses from everyone, please? ग्रेट, सुपर. चलो आगे बढ़ते. आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड. महेश समझा ना? महेश भानु. ओके, आगे बढ़ते. Now we move on from that level of understanding what departmentation is to the next level, that is process of departmentation. So what is the process of departmentation? First of all, departmentation would happen when identification of work will be done. So first and the foremost thing is to identify what work it is got. Then analyzing the details of each work. So after identifying what work is there, analyze the detail. What are the work which are supposed to be taken up? Like say for example, a company is created. Chalo, let us play a live game over here. Okay. Now you all know that India Prime Minister went to China. I'm going to give you a live project. You have to help me to analyze and understand how departmentation would be created. Okay. Chalo, shuru karu. Can I have quick responses from everyone? Are you all together with me in the format of yes or no? Okay. All should be connected. 4-5 लोग खाली yes कर दो, मजा नहीं आएगा यार. Everyone should do yes or no. Okay, great. Chalo, आया सबका yes. So we have got this Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He had been for a 3 country visit tour. He went to China and spoke with a lot of people. Now China, in that country, there are some businessmen who were excited to set up business over here in India. So they consult one of you listening to my lectures. So all of you who are listening to my lectures, like for example, we have got Kaushiki, Rishikesh, Sumit, Swati, Mandeep, Jayant and all, Satish and everyone, they consult you. Ranjan, to you as well, and to you as well, Jose. तुम सबको consult किया और पूछा कि we want to set up a company over here. So what kind of company should be set up? पहला question अभी तक खत्म नहीं हुआ, सुनो सब लोग. So they approached you. What kind of company should be set up? So you asked them what kind of business you have got. Now they are into the business of telecommunication. So you ask the first question, identify the work. Sir, what is your work? What you will do in the telecom business? So I want you all to tell me the answers. What kind of work would be involved in telecom business? There is a company known as Huawei, Huawei. Huawei is a company who wants to enter into the business over here, and they ask you what kind of work you can do. समझा नहीं? Jesse, Jose, Thomas, I didn't understood your question. What happened? You asking me. Handset manufacturing is what Sumit is saying. So what kind of work you think Huawei would be doing? And mobile phone manufacturing is a very big term. What kind of work? Sigmund, you are correct. They are into modems, but they are into also a lot of other things. Look, Rishikesh has given me some clear-cut idea. I have got Snehal who has given me clear-cut idea. Rupal, I'll tell you what they have said. Sumit has told me manufacturing. Yash has told me mobile phone manufacturing. Prakruti just told me mobile phones. Sigmund told me Huawei is into modems. Rishikesh tells me, sir, they'll require telecom, technical marketing to understand the technical requirement of the market. So one work they identify was technical department. Second, Snehal suggested networking. Rupal suggested planning. Jocelyn suggested connectivity. Again, mobile data card is what Surya Prakash suggested, data cards. Research and development, Shailesh, superb. Design, Prakriti again mentioned. Communication company, Jayant, support to handle technical issues. Kaushik is superb. Research and development, again Shailesh. Nikhil, superb. Marketing department, distribution type, Rishikesh again suggested. Neeraj says outsource, Rupal says finance, good planning, sales, channel of communication increase, production, Wi-Fi connections, admin, recruitment. So many different types of work you have said. आगे बढ़ दे. Now stop. Don't answer this question. Next question. Next process में analysis of details of each work. So you all sit and analyze what are different details, what in each department you all will be doing. Then job description. Okay, this kind of person will do this kind of work, this kind of person will do this kind of work. Based upon that, you group the similar activities. Then you identified, like for example, Wi-Fi ho gaya. Then you can say mobile cards, networking, connectivity, internet, technical. These are all common things. Let us group and make it into one box. Acha. Then planning, distribution, outsourcing together. Let us name it as some department. Okay, finance. Let us define it as different department. Then marketing. Let us name it as different department. Research and development. Let us name it as different department. So yes, key responsibilities. Rupal, superb. So you made this kind of description. So you group the similar activities into together. Entrusting the grouped activities to a separate person. Then this group activity, you gave this task to a person who has got specialized knowledge, who has got knowledge about their respective field. Okay, from these group of people, Mr. Mahesh was knowledgeable in that field. Mr. Jacqueline was knowledge in that field. Mr. So-and-so was knowledge in this field. So you just gave a head. Fixing the scope of authority and responsibility of departmentation heads. So the person like Mahesh or Jacqueline which you gave, now they become the department heads, and fixing the scope, what is the area of authority, what is the responsibility would be fixed at that level. That is the way how departmentation process would actually take place, and it would in superb way it will get concluded. Everyone understood the whole story what I explained? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Superb. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next, after process of departmentation, next was need. Why do we need, or what is the importance of departmentation? There are bold things mentioned with underline. Those are the importance of departmentation. So one important importance of departmentation, or we need department, is to do what? Because with the help of departmentation, you can increase the operating efficiency. Now, what do you mean by increases the operating efficiency? It means that departmentation would help to increase the output efficiency, because every department will have to work in that way. Superb, Sanjeevani, what you have mentioned. Sanjeevani tells we can synchronize work properly. Correct. The key word over here you mentioned, Sanjeevani, was synchronization. Next importance of departmentation is fixation of responsibilities. So you will fix the responsibilities. Each and every one will be fixed. Okay, you have to do this work, you have to do this work, you have to do this work. So fixation of responsibilities. Another importance of departmentation is that given certain powers, the department will be having certain powers. They will be given certain responsibilities. They will be given certain authorization. They will be given some certain activities to do. Autonomy will be given to that department. So they will be given certain powers. Then next would be department head efficiency and alert. So by giving departmentation, one of the advantage or one of the need importance is that the department heads will be efficient and alert, because he is given the powers, he is given the responsibility, he is given the authority, he is given the task, he is given that kind of target to work. So specifically he will have a lot of efficiency, and he will have to work in a lot of alertness, because he is given the liberty to take the transaction, take the team in whichever levels he or she wants to take. Yeah, superb, Snehal. It will bring clarity in whatever they are doing. Superb. Everyone clear with this part? आगे बढ़ते next. What are the factors that influence departmentation becomes important? I repeat, what are the factors that influence department becomes all the more necessary? First factor that influence departmentation necessary is that known as specialization. चाहिए तो इसको लिख के ले लो, because this wouldn't be there in textbook very clearly. It would be mentioned. It is given. Okay, it is mentioned in the textbook also on page number 156, the same way how the slide is mentioned. The bold part. Read the bold part thoroughly. So first factor that influences departmentation is what? Specialization. So if you have got specialization, I mean why do we need departmentation? Because I'm looking for specialized activities. I am not looking for generalized activities, that one company doing everything. I want department who will specialize in that task and that work only. Another factor that influences departmentation is known as what? Proper control. With departmentation, I'll get proper control. I'll be able to control the business superb in a systematic way. Third factor of departmentation is I will be able to coordinate the activities thoroughly and professionally. So I'll be able to coordinate the activities with different departmental heads. Next is an unusually important activity of business should be recognized. If greater attention is necessary, the activity may be entrusted to a separate division. So at times, If there is no department, things are working in their own way. But when it requires greater attention, or rather one factor that influences department is greater attention. Because I need greater attention, I need to have departmentation in proper and systematic way. Another factor in departmentation is that of local condition of the place concerned. So another factor that will influence departmentation is that consideration of the local conditions of the place concerned. So how the local condition is, how the local scenario is will influence me for departmentation. And last but not the least factor that will influence departmentation is economy. That departmentation will make sure expenditure which are the company is going to incur will get reduction. Instead of having 5 different Xerox companies, photocopying machines, I'll have one department with 2 machines and 2 dedicated staff who will make sure that there is no breakdown in that system. So one of the factor of departmentation is economy, because if I'm going to have a lot of things at the different departments, it will be very challenging for me. But instead of that thing, if I have one department catering to everyone, it will be more beneficial for me. So these are the few factors that will influence departmentation being very important. Is it clear with everyone? I was on slide number 52. Can I have a response from everyone? Okay, next. Naine Rishikesh, continue. Next is specifically referred to as patterns of departmentation. Now here my question has to be answered. The 3 companies which I told you all, Tata, then Hindustan Unilever and L&T. And I've got a very wonderful question by whom I'm just trying to check who gave me this question. That Sigmund asked me this question. Sir, Tata has many companies. Which Tata company you are going to ask us for? So there is the company which I'll name in Tata. I'll name it as TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Okay, so I have got 3 companies which I have defined right now for you all. One is TCS, second is L&T, and third is, I forgot the name of the HUL. So TCS, HUL and L&T. I'll just write down for you all once again. TCS, HUL and L&T. Sigmund, I knew you are working for TCS. That is why I give TCS only. So these 3 companies I have asked. Now, what kind of departmentation? Thanks, Sandeep, for just typing the question as fast as possible. Sandeep has typed the question for me. What kind of departmentation is possessed by companies like TCS, HUL and L&T? So first, but before you answer this question, we should know what kind of departmentation can be done. So first, departmentation can be done by functions, wherein you will have general manager and there are different types of functions. Like you may have functional department like production department, sales department, accounts department, finance department, purchase department. This is first one way how departments would be designed. Another way how departmentation can be done is by product or services. So like you may have product manager A, which will have manufacturing department, sales department, purchase department and finance department. So you can have departmentation with the help of product, which will have manufacturing, sales, purchase and finance. Next you have departmentation by region or area. So you may have departmentation like northern department, eastern department, western department, southern department. So you may have this departmentation based on the different regions. Another department you may have departmentation by customers. So you may have departmentation in form of customers, like we have got customers which are focusing on loans, customers on deposits, customers on payments. Further loans department would be classified in NRI customers, farmers, professionals, businessmen. So you may have these breakups of customers specifically focusing on loans department as well. Another department you may have in the form of process. So general manager, process 1, process 2, process 3, process 4. So you may have this departmentation as well, as far as it is considered for departmentation in form of process. Then you may have departmentation by time. So at times you have got business activities which are grouped into different activities based upon time. It's like, for example, this work has to be done in 48 hours. That is, which is going to be based on time frame. Then for normal working hours, you may have this department. For extra working hours, you may have this department. For so there would be department based on time as well. Another department would be based on departmentation by numbers. Like for example, smaller group for smaller duties. Then you may have departments of supervisor. Like you have got specifically in army, soldiers are grouped into squads, battalions, then companies, brigades, and regiments on the basis of allotment of men to each unit. So based upon numbers, how many numbers are there, based upon that departmentation would be created. And this is how departmentation by numbers would take place. Correct, Rishikesh, what you have mentioned. Then after departmentation by numbers is departmentation by marketing channels. So you may have departmentation by marketing channels in which the focus would be on marketing related activities. As business has become increasingly market oriented, this particular departmentation has grown in importance. So based upon marketing, this department will market this kind of product, this department will market that kind of product. So marketability of the product based upon that departmentation would be created. So if you see so far, we have seen departmentation in form of 8 different types. In departmentation, we have seen 8 different types of department. So my request would be to help me to identify and tell me what are different types of departmentation done by different kinds of companies. The first question, the first answer is given to me by Kaushiki. She mentions company like TCS would have departmentation based on functions. HUL departmentation by product or services. L&T departmentation by customers or by functions. Okay, I have got so far these answers from Kaushiki. Mohini tells me departmentation of HUL will be by product or services. L&T Sailesh mentions by process, time or marketing. Sanjeevani tells me L&T is under production. Yes, Prakruti, L&T is by product. Okay, so Sanjeevani and Prakruti tells me it is by product. Rishikesh tells me L&T by customers as well as region. Okay, superb. HUL by product and function. Okay, Sandeep tells me Tata TCS departmentation by process, HUL departmentation by product or services, L&T departmentation by functions. TCS has given lots of customer satisfaction services, says Ashish. GKS tells manufacturing, L&T. Prakruti, TCS has by function and customer location. Okay. Snehal tells TCS process oriented departmentation. Giant tells HUL by function, L&T by product, and TCS by function. Okay. Surya Prakash tells TCS by product and services. Okay, I've got wonderful answers from so many different kinds of people. But which is the correct answer? Should I give correct answers? Okay. So the first is TCS. TCS is specifically designed on the basis of departmentation, which is referred to as what? TCS would be by function. Okay. TCS would be by function or by process. TCS would be by function or by process. Okay. Then next is HUL. HUL definitely will be by product and services, because of the fact that they have got different kinds of product in which they have got different kinds of services. At times we can argue on those things for hours and hours, but I'm just giving a brief idea. L&T would have departmentation by what? L&T would have departmentation by what? Function. So, or maybe rather at times departmentation by process also L&T would fit in, because they have got different processes for a lot of different things they make. So that would be L&T, but probably L&T would specifically by function only. Is it clear with everyone? Understood the brief idea? Everyone got the gist of the chapter? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Understood this whole chapter thoroughly? Yes, superb. Now my question to you all. Okay, I'm going to ask you one question. Can I ask you one question? Yes, can I have quick responses? Okay, I'll do one thing. I will type my question instead of reading it aloud. Okay, just give me 2 minutes or rather 30 seconds to type my question. Okay, my question goes this way. In army, soldiers are grouped in squads, battalions, companies, brigades and regiments. And this departmentation is based by what? This departmentation is based by what? Departmentation is based by what? Arey, superb. Rishikesh, your answer is wrong. बाकी सबका ऑलमोस्ट आंसर सही है. सूर्य प्रकाश आपका भी आंसर रॉन्ग है. जयंत आंसर इज रॉन्ग. नितिन योर आंसर इज रॉन्ग. इसका आंसर एकदम करेक्ट दिया सब लोगों ने, बाकी सब लोगों ने. प्रकृति योर आंसर इज आल्सो रॉन्ग. कल्पना योर आंसर इज रॉन्ग. बाकी सबका करेक्ट आंसर है. अच्छा, अगेन आई हैव गॉट सुमित, योर आंसर इज रॉन्ग. सतीश, you are from civil, so what answer you are given? Okay, superb. Okay, Kaushik, your answer is correct. The second answer what you mentioned was correct. I mean the first answer which you have given is correct. Okay, the correct answer for this question is numbers. The correct answer for this question is, thank you Swati for her kind words. याद है हम लोग ने numbers में, but I'll just take you couple of slides back where we read about. See this slide which is there on my screen, slide number 59 on the PPT. It is mentioned each group is, see, departmentation by numbers. Small groups perform similar duties. Each group is supervised by a supervisor. Example, in army, soldiers grouped in squads, battalions, companies, brigades and regiments on the basis of allotment of men to each unit. Understood everyone? Understood everyone? Acha, someone just mentioned कि थोड़ा miss हो गया from the slide of patterns of departmentation. Quickly एक बार reverse कर लेते हैं. What do you mean by departmentation? Patterns of departmentation. Rishikesh, I agree. It is not really so. It would change from person to person. But as per book, answer this question only. Otherwise, you will get wrong. Rishikesh, I have no personal grudges with you. What you are saying is also correct. At times, I don't agree with what is mentioned in the book. But sometimes we have to go as per the book only, because exam marks and the book which mentions is correct. Okay, Rishikesh? Great. So आगे बढ़ता हूँ quickly. I'll just take a recap of what we have seen, patterns of departmentation. So you may have departmentation by functions, which are different bases of functions. You may also have departmentation by product or service. So you may have companies which are into manufacturing. I mean, they have product. So like for example, HUL. So HUL can be example of product. Maybe because HUL manufactures soaps. In soaps, they have got brands like A, B, and C. So A product is being managed and checked by these. Or soap itself is a product which comprises of different kinds of department. Then departmentation by region or area. So some multi-level marketing company or maybe any company which has got focus in different areas across the country would have departmentation by region, which will be focusing on either northern region, east, west and southern region. We may have departmentation by customers. So we may have wholesale customers, retail customers. This will be best suitable for banks. Banks would usually have departmentation by customers. NRI customers, local customers, domestic customers, fixed deposit customers, saving bank account customers, current account customers. So you may have banks specifically focusing on departmentation by customers. Departmentation by process. Now you may have one company manufacturing 3 different types of product which will go through 3 different types of processes. When that is the case, you may have departmentation by process. When we have departmentation by time, so you may have certain activities which will be required to be compelled or which will have to be prepared on normal course of time. Some products which will require to finish it in within 2 days of production. Normal production cycle goes for 7 days for producing a good. But some product, the company requirement is urgent. So they ask to make it in 2 days. So when it is asked to be made in 2 days, how can that departmentation would be by time? Then we may have departmentation by numbers. Joe's example for departmentation by time would be, say for example, you may have certain manufacturing unit which works in shift. Like you would have seen companies like cement industry or companies like pharmaceutical industry that works in shift. Then departmentation would be classified in time. So maybe there would be some people who will be working for normal working hours, and then you may have some people who will be working for extra time. We have got Rishikesh who has also given an idea based upon, like we have got industrial jewelry. Absolutely correct, Rishikesh. Jewelry manufacturing, you may have departmentation by time. Then departmentation by numbers, which I explained few minutes ago. Then departmentation by marketing channels. So these were all different types of departmentation ke points and concepts. Everyone clear with this part? Can I have quick responses from everyone as far as departmentation is concerned? Most welcome, Rishikesh. I hope everyone is comfortable. Quickly response. Okay, good reference and response I've got. 2 minutes break, we'll take strategic timeout, 2 minute break. Okay, 2 minute break and then we'll start with the next chapter. Today's session we'll have like this break and go ahead because these chapters are smaller. Lot of data, chapters are smaller. Go across for around 20-25 minutes break. So we'll break over here for 2 minutes and then we will take it forward. Okay. Thank you so much, Mohini, for kind words. Any feedbacks now you want to give, share it with me on my email ID. It will be a pleasure for me to just read across your experience as far as my explanation, or you had got whatever time and etc. things. Please feel free to share your views about this session on with me on my email ID. Thank you so much. Just wait for a couple of minutes. Thank you so much, Rashmi. Again, I would request you to share your experience on my email ID. It will be a great boost to me as well. Okay, so wait for a couple of minutes. 2 minutes break and then we'll take it forward once again. Okay, guys, let's go ahead. I didn't got your... Thank you so much, Rashmi, once again. But thank you once again, Shraddha. Sir, can we ask our queries to you later through mail? Yes, absolutely, Jayant. Any queries, whichever I will be having the domain to answer, I will definitely let you know. Yes, Rishikesh, absolutely, you are correct. Your question was correct. Satish, नहीं मालूम है. You are seeing the match at your end. हम तो इधर सिखाए हैं सुबह से, so I have no clue. CSK will win or this Rajasthan क्या किसका है, और RCB, sorry, Royal Challengers Bangalore will win. I have no clue. But yes, yaar, Satish, you know, morning 7 o'clock I am taking lectures full, halat kharab. Going on. Chalo, filal we'll start. We'll move to the next chapter, that is known as directing, vertical process. Now, direction, directing. What do you mean by directing or direction? Everyone is with me? Have responses before I get? Yes, can I have responses from everyone? Everyone is with me. You can hear my voice. PPTs are in place with you all. Kya baat hai? Thank you so much. Great. This is cheating here. I have only 4 or 5 people who are replying to my question when I ask. Preeti, good evening to you as well once again. Okay, superb. Sanjeevani, absolutely correct. Rishikesh, superb, absolutely correct. Pranoti, again, once again, very good, absolutely correct. So vertical process means what? Vertical process means what? Going top to bottom or bottom to top. That is known as vertical process, also referred to as direction or directing. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं specifically in this chapter where we will see different format, why direction, what are the principles of direction, what are different techniques involved in direction, and importance. So we will be seeing in this chapter these few. This is also a very short and sweet, cute chapter, comprising of around 10-15 slides, and accordingly we'll go ahead. But yeah, every company needs to direct to train the employees. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. But फिलहाल आगे बढ़ते हैं specifically directing से और direction से. Directing is a process of top-down approach. Absolutely correct. What Shraddha Chandra, you also gave the answer. Direction is nothing but process of moving from top level to the down level, or from you can say a flowing from the superior level to the subordinates level. It is a vertical process. Orders come from the top for the subordinates to follow. So top, who is the topmost in the company? Can someone tell me? Who is the topmost person in the company? Okay, CEO says Rishikesh. Mohini says MD, CMD, board of directors, MD, CEO. Okay, I've got chairman, founder says Nehal. Okay, chairman says Neelam. Chairman also is being said by Sachin. Oh, Kapil, I'm going to clap for you all. Kapil is the only person who read my mind. Superb, Kapil, superb. Baaki sabka answer wrong hai. Kapil, superb. Kapil has given me the answer. I'll tell what Kapil has told me. Kapil बोलता है company में सबसे ऊपर, the topmost person in the company is shareholders. Kapil, superb, superb thought. Absolutely correct, Snehal. सबसे ऊपर आता है shareholders. उसके बाद नीचे chairman and the whole hierarchy follows. So when though the management perspective of the company, the सबसे ऊपर आता है topmost person पे, you will have chairman. But as a whole in company, who is at the topmost position? It is the shareholders. Shareholders ask question to the chairman. Shareholders ask question to the managing director, CEO, that where the company is going and growing. So usually the message goes thoroughly from top level to the bottom level. Directing is a person centric. Very important word, person centric. This is very important term for your MCQs, multiple choice question. Directing is a person centric. That's why Nitin, ये question ऐसा question exam को नहीं आएगा, but if answer for such a question which I have asked is shareholders. The topmost person in the company is known as shareholders. Okay, So directing is a person-centric. That's why we often see that one boss is very effective because of his proper direction, and the other one is not so effective because of his wrong way of handling things. So usually the company would be successful or failure. It will depend upon the direction given by the subordinates to the, from the superior to the subordinates. In one company, you find that the company is very successful because the top managers are clear where they want to go and the direction is shown to the subordinates properly. In another company, you will not find that company is successful. Reasoning because the top manager is not clear where they want to reach and the direction shown is so very crucial or so very not proper. So it becomes a difference of opinion which causes a big challenge in the business. So direction is a management function performed by top level officials of management. So it is top level people. Rishikesh has mentioned me one sentence. Rishikesh, I'll just copy what you have said. I'll have a difference of opinion in what you have said. Rishikesh tells me, directing in manufacturing can be down to top in the form of feedback, can change the original direction. Yes, Rishikesh, what you have said is correct. Shishupal, Rishikesh, what you have said is correct. But the point over here is what, guys, though it will go from bottom to top, but first the direction will be given from top to bottom. They'll do something which will be not as per the requirement, or output would be not generated, or maybe the employees or the workers will give feedback, and based upon that again the channelization would change. So correct, what you have said is feedback, but usually the direction will happen from top to bottom. This is how the traditional way the concept of the companies function. You remember we had studied one answer in some previous chapters in midterm known as formal organization, informal organization. Informal was more friendly, whereas formal followed all rules and regulations. So direction specifically is more about arranging the things as it has been mentioned or as it has been asked to do. So direction usually follows from top-down approach and is usually a two-way approach. Like what you have correctly mentioned, at times orders come from top, feedback is then goes up, bottom up, and then the change happens and again it will flow from top to bottom. Correct, Vinod, super. Vinod tells me, sir, but feedback is not a direction. Absolutely correct. Feedback is not a feedback. That is absolutely correct. What you have mentioned is absolutely correct. So that is how we know the whole system or functioning of the direction would actually function or work. Direction is necessary to achieve proper implementation of goals. So direction is specifically needed for what purpose? To implement the goals. If company has got a goal, they want to reach to a particular level, then it is possible if and only if direction is designed or direction is shown. Otherwise, it is going to be very challenging where they want to reach. Direction consists of processes and techniques utilizing issuing instructions and making certain that operations are carried out as originally planned. So direction consists of what? Different processes, different techniques, different mechanisms, different instructions, different formats where the company want to reach and accordingly how it has been originally planned. So this is possible if and only if the direction is given in proper way. If say for example there is a employee in the factory who is working, if the direction is not shown him properly where the company wants to reach, then it will be all the more difficult for the company to identify where exactly it wants to reach, and accordingly it will be very challenging and difficult for them to identify how things will work out, and that is where the level of implementations or implications would accordingly change. Next is principles of, so everyone is clear so far what is directing as a concept as far as a part of organizing or arranging is concerned. Can I have quick responses from everyone? Superb, superb. I hope everyone is clear so far with this part. Okay, great. Yeah, so finally if we can say, Shraddha, what you have mentioned is correct. It is basically a two-way approach. Kalpana, what do you mean by implementation? Implementation means what we had planned, we are putting in force. We are making sure that now things work. It will go in place or it will start falling through. That is known as implementation. Is it clear with everyone so far? Okay. Practicing, correct. Absolutely correct. Specifically it is concerned. Now what are the principles of directing? The first and the foremost principle of directing is harmony of objectives. What do you mean by harmony? Synchronization, or making sure that everyone comes at the par level with the objectives of the business. Next principle of directing is maximum individual contribution. So if everyone individually contribute, accordingly what will happen? The whole output would be generated as per the company's objectives or goals. So second principle of directing is what? Maximum individual contribution. Third principle of direction, there should be unity, uniformity, one way, one command to the team. That is unity of direction or command. Another principle on which the direction can be successful or unsuccessful is based on efficiency. That is, it is based on the output. What output needs to be generated can be identified with the help of principle of directing or principle of direction. Another principle of direction is direct supervision. So direction will ensure that there is direct supervision happening as far as possible for the company's perspective or for the requirement of the company. So there would be direct supervision when directing or direction is mentioned. Next principle of directing is effective communication. So with directing, there will be efficient or effective way communication will take place between all the members of the company. That is how the direction or directing will take place in the business. Is it clear with everyone the different principles of directing? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Huh. Yes, Rishikesh, absolutely correct. Chalo, I'll take a call on what Rishikesh has said. According to you all, guys, everyone please pay attention since you are around 150 of them listening to me. Tell me one thing, very important question to me, which I'm asking you all. Tell me which one is the most important principle of directing. You can give me in number. Number 1 is harmony, 2 is maximum, 3 is unity, 4th is efficiency, 5th is direct supervision, and 6th is effective communication. According to you, which is the most important principle of direction? Okay, I have got so far the highest number which is winning right now is 3 and 6. That is unity of direction or command, and 6 being direct supervision. Okay, now I'm getting some, 3 was unity of direction or command and 6 was effective communication. Okay, so I have got so far 3 and 6. Yeah, I am saying that all the principles are important, but which is one of the most important? Correct. What many of them have said is absolutely correct, that the most important from all these principles of directing is number 6, effective communication. If communication will not be effectively done, then automatically the direction shown is going to be a waste. 3, 3, 6. Snehal, there is no 7 number. I am so sorry. Snehal, there is 6 numbers. So I think you meant effective communication. Yes, Sanjeevani, maximum individual contribution is also very, very, very important. Harmony, like what Manish you have mentioned, is also absolutely very correct. Okay, Santosh, there are 7 in textbook, but I have not seen. Actually, in book there are given 11, but here just focus on these 6 which is mentioned on the screen over here. Okay, I can also see there are around 11 principles of direction mentioned over here. You can just, I'll tell you also guys, these 11, just read out the names thoroughly once and your trick will be done. Effective combination in textbook is number 7. Over here on my screen is number 6. So something which is condensed format is there in on the PPT. Okay. Feedback. Yes, feedback also plays a very important role, Snehal. Absolutely correct. Mohini, absolutely correct. Feedback also plays a very important role. Chalo, aage badhte. After principle, there are 3 techniques of direction followed by the management, and they are as follows. So there are 3 ways how the direction would be given. The first and the foremost way is known as consultative direction. Now, consultative direction would be the superior consults the subordinates before issuing the direction. So superior and subordinate, they will communicate with each other and accordingly direct where the company has to reach. So the consultation is made to find out the feasibility, enforceability, and nature of the problem. So what is the feasibility of the concept, how enforceability the activity would happen, and the nature of the problem. So this is the way how consultative direction would be done. So in other words, it is going to be in consultation with the superior and subordinates before issuing the directions. They will both will communicate, and based upon that the output would be generated. The second way of direction is known as free rein direction. Now in free rein direction, the subordinate is encouraged to solve the problem independently under this direction technique. So under free rein direction, everything is based on the subordinate. Subordinate on himself, on its own, identifies the problem and works ahead to solve the problem. That is known as free rein direction. The superior assigns the task in a general manner. The subordinates are expected to take initiative to solve the problem. Superb, Snehal, apni akal lagao. Correct. It is basically that you apply your own knowledge, own sense, and try to solve the problem. That is free rein direction. Unlike in the first, which was consultative, wherein in the consultative direction, there was more on based on consulting. That the superior and subordinates both will consult and then do. Mahesh, consultative matlab kya malum Mahesh? Consultative matlab the boss and the subordinates, they both will consult and then accordingly direction would be given. Like for example, I'll tell you in pharmaceutical companies, well, we have got medical representatives you would have seen in doctors' cabins. Now they usually go through a consultative direction. You will have an area manager who will rule a whole area. and then there are medical reps. So the area manager in consultation with the medical representatives, they sit and discuss that you tell in your area, this is the way. As I was working 3 years ago in this area, we used to do this way. What is your opinion? Accordingly, we will design a plan, and everyone has to follow the same way. That is known as consultative direction. But in certain businesses, you will have free rein direction, wherein the company will give them, this is what the problem is, you solve in your own way. That is how the free rein direction would mean. Yes, Mahesh, they come to a common idea in consultative, whereas in free rein, it is just based upon that. Yes, correct, Rishikesh, absolutely correct. आगे बढ़ते हैं, next है autocratic direction. Yes, Shraddha, absolutely correct. Next is autocratic direction. The superior commands his subordinates and has close supervision. So here autocratic मतलब ये करना पड़ेगा. You will have to do it. Apply this way only. Otherwise you cannot go ahead. This is what is known as autocratic direction. The superior gives clear and precise orders to his subordinates and acts accordingly. There is no way left to the subordinates to show their initiatives. Rishikesh tells me, sir, bossing real life. Rishikesh, you can call that way, but autocratic direction is not encouraged specifically. Ranjan, yes, you are saying is correct. Maybe in army you would see autocratic direction. This is the way you have to go. You don't have to think this side or you don't have to think that side. This is the way, just go. That is known as autocratic direction. Everyone is clear with this so far? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Understood so far techniques of direction? Though techniques of direction are very, very, very important. Correct, Ranjan, you are not supposed to question supervisors in that. Correct. आगे बढ़ते. Next is importance of directing. Now, why direction is important? Because direction initiates action. When direction is given, the action would be generated. When direction is given, it coordinates the group efforts. So when direction is given, it ensures what? There is coordination between the group activities which will accordingly give the output. Direction also ensures maximum individual contribution. So direction will make sure what? That there is proper contribution happening from the individual personalities and individual people. So all individuals, when they contribute, direction will automatically be judged. Direction reduces reluctance to put up with changes in the organization. Also, direction does what? Importance of direction is ensuring that any kind of changes happening in the organization, changes if it is required, they will be quickly done because there is proper direction, proper channel is there. So if any changes in the organization is there, it will be quickly applied. Direction provides stability and balance in the organization. So with the help of direction, it will have a stable organization and it will grow for a longer period of time. Direction helps to achieve the objective of the organization. So direction will also ensure what? Whatever the company's objective is there, they will be able to fulfill and satisfy the requirement of the company. So that is how direction would specifically ensure that the problem has been solved. This is how direction or directing will function. Yes, correct. Rishikesh has mentioned direction coordination is basically within the group or department, not across department. Rishikesh, it is not necessary not across department. If one boss is there and he's catering to 3-4 departments, then it may be cross department as well at times. But the concept over here, direction, which I am trying to explain and express, is specifically focusing upon top-bottom approach, which goes in a systematic format. That is where importance of direction would be big time involved. Is it clear with everyone? Direction chapter clear? This is the last slide of this chapter. Can I have quick responses from everyone? Have you understood this particular part? I'm going to ask you one question. Okay? Shraddha, I did not get your question. Comprehension. Comprehension means what? Together. Everything mixed. That is known as comprehension. Okay? I'm going to ask you one question. The question goes this way. You are supposed to think and answer this question. So, the subordinate is encouraged to solve the problem independently of this direction technique. Tell me which direction technique I am talking about. The subordinate is given encouraged to solve the problem independently. खुद के हिसाब से problem solve. So which kind of technique I am talking about? Yes. So I have got so far around 10. अच्छा. Sandeep, your answer नहीं. कौन है? Pranati, your answer is wrong. Pranati, answer is wrong. Just check. बाकी सबका आंसर अभी तक करेक्ट है. Absolutely correct. everyone has given correct answer. I'm just waiting for Pranati to tell me. Ashish, your answer is wrong. Ashish, answer is wrong. Okay, the correct answer should I say the correct answer? The correct answer is free rein. The correct answer is free rein. I'll tell you which is the free rein. You can see over here, free rein, in which we saw the subordinate is encouraged to solve the problem independently under this direction technique. So under which direction technique you have got free rein technique direction? It is basically known as free rein direction. You will have independently you can direct the technique and accordingly work ahead. This is the best way you can specifically go ahead. ठीक है, आगे बढ़े. So next chapter we are starting with is coordinating horizontal process. 2 minutes break, बाद में आगे बढ़ते. ठीक है. This is also a little larger chapter, so we'll complete this chapter and maybe then we'll wind up. But I'll take a break of 2 minutes and then we'll start with this chapter. चलेगा ना? We'll break. हाँ, everyone together with me. Can we take a small break? Okay, chalo, great. So 2 minutes we'll take a break and then we will with this chapter. Okay, Shweta, in the last chapter we saw more about specifically concept known as direction. So it is more about directing. From top to bottom it goes, and then we saw what are the principles involved in direction. We also saw different techniques of direction. These are the 3 different things which you need to keep in mind. Shweta. Okay, so 3 things. What is direction, principles of direction, and techniques of direction. These are 3 things you need to keep in mind. Chalo, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next chapter. Are you all there with me? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Are you all there with me? Quick responses. Now we move on to the chapter that is referred to as what? Coordinating, which is horizontal process. Now horizontal means what? Thanks, Sigmund. So what do you mean by horizontal process? Correct. Shraddha, absolutely correct. Same level you can say. Maybe coming together and it creates linkage between various vertical, but it's not compulsion. Absolutely create clear, Shraddha. It would be in the same levels, coordinating at same level, cross-functioning. All these levels is referred to as horizontal processes. This usually happens in scenarios and situations where we have got different departments and interdepartmental activities or coordination, communication is required, is referred to as coordination process. So specifically when we say coordination, it means what? Team effort. Coordination means people coming together, particularly people from dissimilar sections coming together. So if they're dissimilar, like for example, engineering department, there will be 1 person. We'll have finance department, 1 person. We'll have HR department, 1. So there are dissimilar sections linking. Correct, Kaushiki, what you have said is different, linking different functions. Directing and coordinating are complementary functions. Absolutely correct, because directing and coordination will go hand in hand. When direction happens over there, only coordination would be required to see what direction is given. Are they following the direction or not? On the other hand, coordinating is a horizontal function. So coordinating is what? Horizontal. It will go from departments to departments, interdepartmental activities. It creates linkages between different verticals. So it ensures what there is proper linkage between different verticals. So all the verticals in the businesses, they will have proper and clear-cut connection. Coordination involves talking to persons across the line to get certain. So coordination will across the line when we have got coordination requirements. So in marketing, there is coordination required with finance. The finance will have to require coordination with the sales. The sales will have requirement of coordination with the you can say production. Simple terms, Ranjan, what you have mentioned is interdepartmental. Superb. It is interdepartmental. Rishikesh, absolutely correct. So it creates linkages between similar functions. It unifies the work of one section with some other section. So some other sections, they will all create. It unifies the work of one section with some other sections. It requires skill to understand each other. This skill is not there with many managers, and so they do not become good leaders. To become a good leader, we need to be very good in coordination. So if we have to ensure that we become a good leader, there should be coordination or coordinating activities be very, very important. You would have heard about concepts like coordinators in the businesses, coordinators at different houses. So these coordinators ensure that the information is passed and it has been reached in proper channel as it is required to be reached. Correct, Sumit, what you have mentioned. Synergy among the departments. So if there is synergy, that is team building or togetherness, where coordination would be required. Joe's, heads off to you. Specifically, when you talk about sales coordinator, I know how much efforts it requires to ensure that the sales staff actually go and deliver the things. They would say big things, but actually they are going or not. Are they sitting at home and sleeping and doing time pass and the output has been not generated? So this is where the coordinator role becomes a very, very important role. So coordination basically ensures wherein you have to ensure that there is proper involvement of persons across different sections and different lines, and there is proper skills which is utilized for ensuring that the connection and connectivity is done in proper way. Yes, Jesse, Jose, Thomas, because it is all three are names. I don't know what your name is, but what profile you are working, it has got a lot of scope. Okay, okay, Joe's, sorry. So Joe's, it has got a very good scope. So there is no worry, I mean, tension to think about those kind of concepts. But though if you had been in hardcore thing, it would be a different situation. Shraddha, what you have mentioned is also very correct. In hospital, coordination is also very important. It is very, very, very important. It is utmost important in hospital, Shraddha. The reason being, if there is no proper coordination between the doctors and the nurses and the team and the staff, then the message passed on for a patient, if it is not reaching to the patient and the medicines which has to be given, full gaya, halat kharab. So that is where coordination would play a very, very important situation. Yes, in war situation also it is very, very, very important. So everywhere coordination brings a simple life may, if you are having a spouse or if you are mom staying with mom and dad, if you don't coordinate for the keys, gaya pura gaya. We know that I didn't get a question. So not in hospital, anywhere you have to do coordination. That's what I'm saying, Vinod. It is not just in hospitals, but everywhere coordination becomes a very small basic things. Smallest, starting from early day, waking up from the morning and going and sleeping. Everything whichever you do, everywhere coordination becomes a very, very, very important. Satish, absolutely correct. You talk about not only cricket, but any phase, any facet of life. Everywhere coordination plays a very, very, very important role. And to become a good leader also we need a very good in coordination. Now if you see Narendra Modi has been so popular leader, he has been able to do those things because he's got proper coordination. When Narendra Modi is going to fly to US, when he flew to US last year, he was able to have huge response. Why? The marketing team had a good coordination with people over there, wherein they were able to pull people over there. That is where the output was shown in a different way. Similarly, when he went recently to China, when he went recently to Korea, he was able to specifically coordinate those activities. His team was able to coordinate those activities. The current prime minister and the previous prime minister, what is difference is that he is more outspoken and at the same time he has got a very good network. He is able to coordinate his things. Anything, earthquake happened, he was able to coordinate, get the message, tweet. Automatically it is awareness. Anything new happening, tweet. It is coordination. So everywhere he is able to specifically get in that particular phrase of mind. Yes, Ranjan, absolutely correct. Coordination with like technical team which is sitting at one end. I am taking lecture over here. You are at different end. For me and you to connect also, we have got coordination team that is basically referred to as our technical team, which are specifically continuously heads of the technical team. Our technical team, Wellinger back office technical team. I really thanks to them for being, you can say, day and night they have been supporting this system anywhere, anytime you call them up. Thank you everyone in the technical team, right from Amol to all the team members, including Sachin, Vishant, and we have got Jayesh and all the team members. They are heads off to them. They have been giving a lot of efforts for continuously being behind this instrumental program day in, day out, right from the day the session and the concept has started. Yes, absolutely, Mahesh. Jai ho, pure technical team ki. Without that, I am nothing because I am specifically a computer literate person. Absolutely. Thanks once again from us to everyone. For the technical team, there are a lot of thanks given from a lot of other students who are listening to the lecture. आगे बढ़ते फिलहाल. So based upon that, we have seen so many coordination becomes a very, very, very important role. आगे बढ़ते features or characteristics of coordination. The first feature and characteristic of coordination is that there is managerial responsibility. So coordination ensures that there is managerial responsibility. Managers will work in responsible format because they are being looked upon. So the team is looking up to the manager and hence coordination needs to be followed in proper way. At the same time, it provides unity of action. So coordination ensures that there is uniformity in action and accordingly the task goes in a systematic way. Coordination is necessary at all levels, be it at top levels, middle levels, lowermost levels, at all the levels. Coordination is very, very, very important. Coordination is one of the most important element which is relevant to group efforts. So any group efforts, if it is required or needed to be put in or pour in at time, it is only going to help or happen because of coordination. Coordination is continuous and dynamic process. So coordination goes continuously and it is in dynamic systematic process. Coordination ensures systematic concept, system concept. So coordination is systematic, step by step. It is a system concept. And that is where the output would be delivered in systematic way. So the coordination is specifically a system concept. This is how the features of coordination usually function. And there are many more in books. You can just read across all those things. There is no technically reason to by heart. Understand the concept and you can click on the correct button when in exam it has been asked. Yes, you need to read across, browse across once all the points, all the keys given over here. The success to this subject for exam, specifically exam oriented students, needs to make sure read across the whole book. Others who are not exam oriented, you can thoroughly browse across or just flick all the keys over here. Now, what is the need and importance of coordination? One of the biggest, most important need for coordination is because there is unity in diversity. Now, what do you mean by unity in diversity? There are so many employees. Every employee have got different ideas. Every employee has got a different mindset. Every employee has got a different way of functioning. All these ideas, new concepts and way of functioning are diverse. To bring it together, connect it together in one area, one point, and then accordingly give ahead is where unity and diversity comes in. This is only possible because of coordination, that they have to follow and they have to go through this one particular action only. That is where unity and diversity is one of the most important need of coordination. Next, second important need of coordination is teamwork. Rana Rajbir Singh, Raghubir Singh, नाम क्या है मुझे मालूम नहीं पड़ रहा है, but he is asking me why coordination is horizontal process and why not vertical. See, coordination is horizontal process because it is supposed to be coordinated with different departments. Okay, it is not top down. It is coordination with all the levels. It can be a part of vertical as well. In horizontal and vertical also, when it is the message is passed, it should be coordinated. It cannot go flat. It will go both the ways. It may go horizontal, but priority over here is horizontal because it is interdepartmental activity. Unlike it is top-down approach. And hence, it is more relevant to speak coordination from the perspective of horizontal, unlike directly for vertical. Okay? Rana Rajbir Singh, Raghubir Singh. क्या नाम है मालूम नहीं पड़ रहा है, but I assume your name is Rajbir. ठीक है Rajbir, I hope you have cleared. Okay, great. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next importance of coordination is teamwork or unity of direction. So when there is teamwork required, or rather coordination helps in teamwork. Coordination helps in unity of direction. Rajesh, it is not necessary in vertical we always give orders. In vertical we can also coordinate when orders are given. Order दे दिया but नीचे raw material नहीं available तो फिर करेगा क्या? And hence it requires horizontal and vertical both the ways. Okay, Rishikesh, like in production, specifications are given by research and development to planning to procurement, the manufacturing to quality assurance to logistics and customer. Absolutely correct, Rajesh, Rishikesh, what you have mentioned. Ranjan, absolutely correct. It is the functional type of organization needs more coordination. Ranjan, your question is functional type of organization needs more coordination. Ranjan, it is not necessary functional type of organization needs more coordination. Ranjan, every organization requires coordination. In some, it is less, more, little, higher. There is nothing concept like this, less, more, higher, little, ऐसा कुछ भी. Coordination means coordination. बात खत्म. Be it at a lower level, functional level, business level, product level, both all the levels. Acha. Next importance of coordination is functional differentiation. You know guys, what happens in certain functions of businesses, the techniques, that applications are different. In certain businesses, certain functions, like example, research and development. Now research and development, when the tasks and activities are happening, and in certain companies there is no research and development. So there, with research and development and without research and development, coordination for research and development would be done differently as compared to the organization where there is no research and development function. So that is where importance of coordination becomes all the more necessary, because it is functional differentiation. It differentiates businesses to businesses when coordination plays a very important role. Another importance of coordination is ensures it initiates or it inculcates specialization. So when there is specialization involved, it is going to ensure that there is coordination, which is very, very, very important. When there is reconciliation of goals, or rather you can say one of the importance of coordination is reconciliation of goals. If company has got goal A, B and C, and if it has to work and ensure that things work out, it can be done because of importance of coordination. If coordination is not done, there could be no reconciliation of goals, which means agar mera I have got 3 goals and 1 goal I have been able to satisfy and 2 goals I have not been able to do, how will I come to know if there is no coordination between all the 3 sections or all the 3 goals which has been designed? Similarly, uh, Vasanti, specialization means what? One area of, you can say, one area in which I have got a lot of importance or information. Yes, correct, Sanjeevani. So specialization, Vasanti, understood. What does it mean? I have got one special area which I am only focused and concentrating. Like for example, I am in manufacturing of water bottles. You remember in school life we used to carry water bottle which were hanging on the neck, specifically one very famous brand was known as Milton, Milton. We used to also have in college life Tupperware bottles which we used to keep water for long time to cool, or hot water, whichever ways we wanted. Now, these companies would specifically cater to one area of business only, that is bottles. Or maybe in that there would be a lot of departments who will be producing, who will be designing, etc. things. So they specialize only in one area. They'll not specialize in, say for example, now PET bottles or maybe plastic bottles or maybe some other format of bottles. So specifically that particular part, if there is no support and etc. things, then it is going to be a very, very difficult way to compensate and contribute. And hence it becomes all the more important to know how this particular part would specifically function and focus. So that is where large number of employees, that is what is referred to as specialization, Vasanti. Then next, importance of coordination. Joe's reconciliation of goals means what? I have got 3 goals. First goal of my company was to make sure that I achieve 20 distributors in this month. I will go in with 20 distributors. Second goal was from these 20 distributors, I should have at least 6 distributors which are number 1 or A class distributors. And third goal which I designed was that from these 20 distributors, I should have 2 distributors who are not my products distributing. Okay, these 3 things were I had got. Now, one of the importance of coordination is if I was able to do one activity, that is I was able to meet 20 distributors, but the second group which was specifically talking about 6 A class or number 1 distributors, which I wasn't able to do it, then when I move on to the next month, I will have a backlog. So how will I come to know? If I have got coordination, then only I'll come to know that okay, the last month from this 20, only 1 or 2 has been done, the 4 are remaining. That is where reconciliation of goals will be checked out as an important tool which will be done with the help of coordination. Okay, Jose? Okay. Yes, Rishikesh. Follow-up is also a part of coordination. Okay, आगे बढ़ते. Then we have large number of employees. So one of the importance of coordination is when we have large number of employees, we will be able to coordinate. Only way we can reach to everyone is coordination. Then congruity of flows. So there will be uniformity of flows. Congruity means what? Uniformity. One of the importance of coordination is that there will be uniformity of flows. So there will be uniform way how the things will go. Next importance or need for coordination is known as empire building. Now what do you mean by empire building? If company has to build up a whole big empire or a whole big unit or a very big business house, then for that reason you will require a lot of coordination. Like for example, we have got corporate houses, corporate companies as big as like Tatas or Reliances or Birlas or Jambujas and etc. things. They were able to build up because of the fact that coordination was present. Then only the whole empire can be built up. Next is differentiation and integration. Now, in the company, whole activity, all the activities in the company are different and they are integrated. Swati, congruity means what? Uniformity. Congruity means what? Uniformity. Flow, continuous. That is known as congruity. Differentiation and integration is also one of the need importance of coordination. So one of the need importance of coordination is there should be differentiation and integration of the activities. If there is no differentiation, integration of the activities, it is again going to be a very, very big challenge for company to run as per the needs and wants. So these are the different types of needs and importance of specifically coordination. आगे बढ़ते next one is principles of coordination. There are 7 different ways in which the principles of coordination would start. So where we actually apply coordination, the coordination actually starts from early start. So when the company is going to start right from the planning stage, from there the coordination starts. So one of the most important principle of coordination is early start. When the organization starts right from the management or board, from that point of view the coordination starts. Next is personal contact. What do you mean by personal? One of the principle of coordination is personal contact, wherein there will be involvement of on personal basis to ensure and coordinate the way how things are going to be taken care of or things are going to be made. That is where we call that one of the principle of coordination is personal contact. So another principle of coordination is personally contacting each other, meeting each other, looking at each other, and correct what Satish has also mentioned, face to face. It will go on face to face basis. Another principle of coordination that is that it should be continuous. It should not happen for a period of time and then it should get deviated or diluted. So the coordination needs to be continuous in nature. Another principle of coordination is reciprocal relationship. Now what do you mean by reciprocal relationship? It means that all the factors, all the activities happening in the nearby or we can say nearby scenario, if they are able to coordinate, then company also needs to coordinate with nearby activities happening. So it should be reciprocal relationship. If the retailers of I'm a manufacturer, if retailers are able to coordinate with the company that today the customers' need have changed, then the same way, if company has made any changes, they should be able to coordinate with the retailers that these are the changes which company has made. So then accordingly there will be reciprocal relationship between each other. This is the way how coordination function would actually perform. Yeah, mutual understanding, Mr. Satish, you have mentioned is absolutely correct. Then next is dynamism, which means what? Very quick. It should be able to change as per the situation changes. Another principle of coordination is it should be dynamic. It should be checking about what are the factors, internal and external factors in form of SWOT, that is strength, weakness, opportunity and threats, and PESTEL, political, legal, economical, social, technological and environmental factors. Both these factors, depending upon that, the coordination should be basically changed. Next principle of coordination is simplified organization. So wherever the organization is very simple, very subtle, very ground where it is growing, over there coordination becomes very, 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 very important. Next principle of coordination is self-coordination. Now also remember guys that as far as organization is concerned, there are different departments. Now it is always not necessarily been told that what department has to coordinate with what way, in which ways. So here one of the principle of coordination is that it is self-coordination, which means what? It has to be on its own coordinate the activities. Company will not be able to coordinate with all the departments, but one department can lead to the another department and another department can lead to the third department. So that is where self-coordination would be an effective way of coordinating the activities. Rishikesh, this answer will come when we move on to the technique of coordination. So this is the technique of coordination. Rishikesh has asked me one question. How can we measure or monitor self-coordination? The best way of measuring or monitoring self-coordination is basically checking what we had planned and what you have achieved. Are they matching or there is a gap? Depending upon that, self-coordination would be done. So we have got, after seeing the principles of coordination, we have got different techniques. These techniques of coordination, again, yet very, very, very important answer, specifically there for your MCQs in exam as well. So techniques of coordination. The different techniques of coordination. First is based upon fact that the objectives should be clearly defined. If objectives are clearly defined, then the coordination would accordingly happen. If objectives are not properly defined and things does not go as per the requirement, then coordination will not be properly done, but there will be conflict between all the departments, and hence coordination becomes a very important technique. Next important technique of coordination is effective chain of command, which means what? There is proper way how the command is going to be delivered. If there is no proper way, so another technique of coordination is effectively creating a chain of command and accordingly delivering the requirement or the output. That is where technique of coordination would take place. Another way how coordination would be taken place or technique of coordination is coordination through group meetings. So in the group meetings, the responsibility will be given to the group leaders and accordingly the coordination would take place. Another technique of coordination is harmonious policies and procedures. So rules and regulations are specifically listed, the guidelines are given, and based upon that the activities needs to be performed. That is where harmonious policies and procedures would form a technique of coordination. Now say for example, in city like in country like India, we have got very different kinds of cities. One very important kind of city in India is known as Delhi. Now in Delhi, say for example, the parking space is not allotted. Like for example, on all odd days, parking will be on the left hand side, and on all even days parking is on the right hand side. This activity is not coordinated with the drivers of the cars or basically vehicle holders, and if they park on the any kind of direction and tomorrow the cars get towed or there is huge hell lot of traffic which causes a big problem, this is where basically effective communication is lacked. So one of the technique of coordination is what? Effective communication. That is, should be effective way communication should be there. Another technique of coordination is sound organization structure. So if the organization structure is sound, make sure that the coordination would take place in proper way. So what do you mean by sound organization structure? So if it, the organization structure we have studied in the 7th chapter, there are different forms of organization structure. We may have functional structure, we may have divisional structure, we may have different kinds of organization structure. We also saw certain kind of organizational structure which were specifically based on free form committee organization structure. We also saw organization structure which were based on the different tools like staff, line and staff, and other kind of organization structure. So in this organization structure, if there is no proper coordination, activities would not fall in the place as per the requirement, and hence there should be sound organization structure. Another technique of coordination is specifically known as coordination through a liaison officer. Anyone knows what do you mean by term liaison? Liaison means what? Advise. It means advise. So another technique of coordination is coordination through advisor or mediator, correct Sigmund? Or maybe someone who knows both the parties. That is where coordination will be very, very unique and in a very technical way. Another technique of coordination is cooperation. So another way how we can coordinate this, if we cooperate, there is proper cooperation from all the people in the organization, the coordination will be a super hit concept. Next is self-coordination. Another way of coordination is self-coordination. That is, all departments have got their own heads, and each heads basically are able to coordinate it with each other as far as the output is concerned. Wherein there is no involvement of the management or team. Only the task given is to the production manager. So all other departments are in coordination by self. That is in a self-coordination. We may also have another technique of coordination is coordination by leadership. So here we will have leader who will basically lead from the front, be it with regards to the wages problems, or be issues with regards to holidays or health sector or safety measurement over in the factory. All this coordination will be done by the leadership, activity or leadership quality in both the ways, be it at the subordinate levels or be it at the high growth or high core levels. Then last is coordination. One of the technique of coordination is providing incentives by giving them some additional perks, additional advantages or additional kind of support. This is the way how coordination technique would take place. Everyone is clear so far, different types of coordination techniques? Acha, Rishikesh, how incentives is a part of types of techniques of coordination. Rishikesh, because incentives when we give, at that time only the employees become committed to give the coordination. Like I can give the lalach to the employee that if you are able to sell 10,000 units, you will be given a 3 nights, 4 days trip to Singapore. So when such kind of activities, incentives are offered, then the employees get charged up and he will coordinate the activities and accordingly deliver the output. Automatically this is a unique technique of coordination known as incentives. Next is types of coordination. Coordination can be done with the help of two different types, and these types are as follows. So first, coordination can be done with the help of internal coordination and external coordination. There are two ways how the coordination can be done. First is internal, second is external. Now what do we mean by internal coordination? We have got vertical, Kaushik, you can say na. Who said no? You can say increments is also one way of one technique of coordination. Absolutely, you can say na. We cannot mention increments directly because of the fact that it will not suit the R. That is why we call it incentives. Increments we call it as coordination because they are generated with the help of incentives. Because you are able to sell 10,000 units and having an incentive. In that incentive, he coordinated with giving the delivery accordingly. Okay. Again, what are the types of coordination? We have got internal, external. Internal coordination is vertical coordination. So in vertical coordination, top to bottom, that is vertical. Horizontal will be from managing interdepartmental coordination. So coordination internally will happen from top to bottom or interdepartmental. This is the first way of coordination known as internal coordination. The second way of coordination is known as external coordination. So when coordination happens with the help of market agencies, general public, competitors, customers, union government, state government, local self-government, and other government agencies. So when coordination happens with all of them, it is referred to as what, guys? External coordination. It is referred to as what, guys? External coordination. So when coordination is happening other than the internal elements of the business, it is referred to as external coordination. External coordination also happens when institutions offering auxiliary services. What do you mean by auxiliary services? Supporting services. Like for example, insurance company is offering us insurance facility to my business or to me, automatically becomes an auxiliary services. And I need to coordinate with regards to giving him some information specifically like paying premium, taking additional benefits. Yes, Sanjeevani, external means from the outsider. It is not from the business. So that is where external coordination would be taking place. Then we have got financial institution which also act as an external coordination with regards to taking loans, having bank account, so balancing the, having the amount in the bank balance. This also becomes an external coordination. Then we have got various industrial organizations. So we have got industrial organization with whom we need to coordinate for giving the output as per the requirement of government norms and changes which are at government regular intervals changes. Then we have got technological agencies, again is a very important and instrumental element for ensuring that the external coordination has been taking place properly or not. Then we have got various commercial organizations who specifically does external coordination because of the fact that the organizations did not give justice to the customers. The work of establishment of relationship between the employees and the outsider is entrusted to a person who is designated as PRO. So we have seen PRO, Public Relation Officer, who specifically talks on behalf of the company good things with the customers in the market. Now this kind of coordination is referred to as what? External coordination, which is done between the company and the outsiders. Between the company and the workers, that is known as insider coordination. Between the company and the outsider, that is known as external coordination. So here, way the coordination is done, it is specifically giving importance that it is basically a step-by-step kind of performance activities. Yes, Rishikesh is absolutely correct. It is absolutely correct. आगे बढ़ते. Problems of coordination. So what are the problems of coordination? The first and the foremost problem of coordination is natural hindrances. Now what do you mean by natural hindrances? Natural blocks. One of the natural blocks is that is language. I am not able to speak the language which the opposite person is saying when I am coordinating with the opposite person. Another natural hindrance of coordination would be lack of information which is sent. So what they are sending and what is transmitting to me, what I'm trying to understand is not matching. That is another problem of coordination, natural hindrance. Next problem of coordination is lack of administrative talent. So administrative team, the team which is admitting, which is trying to see that how things are working, is having not enough amount of knowledge. This is another problem of coordination. The third problem of coordination is lack of techniques of coordination. So the techniques of coordination were there, but they did not take it everything as the gist and identified where the problems could cause downfall of the business, but just went ahead with the same kind of format. This is where the lack of techniques of coordination will take place as a problem of coordination. Ideas and objectives again can be a problem of coordination. The reason being ideas and objectives at those times and ideas and objectives of this time would have generation leaps. So if the generation leaps are there and still they are not being able to absorb, then the coordination will be a flaw. And last but not the least important problem of coordination is misunderstanding. If the message given and message received are not in clear, then there can be problems of coordination causing to misunderstanding of the concept. Okay, now next is steps for effective coordination. Now, what are the steps involved? for effective coordination. There should be proper delegation of authority and responsibility for all levels of management. So if I have to delegate authority, or rather what are the effective coordination? So first is I should give proper responsibility and authority to all the levels of management who are going to effectively coordinate. If I keep all those data close to my chest, then no one will be given the liberty, no one will be given the authority, then the coordination is next to impossible. Next step for effective coordination is referred to as entire activities of organization should be divided department wise according to the size of the organization. So depending upon the size of the organization, the effective coordination should be designed. Preparing an adherence to rigid rules and regulations, procedures, policies, etc. So another step is following all the rules, regulations. Another step for effective coordination is establishment of an effective communication system. So communication system should be very efficient and effective, which will reach to the people and output would be given. That is where this becomes another effective coordination, because without coordination and effective communication, the output would be waste. Another step of effective coordination is establishment of employees grievance cell. So there should be employees grievance cell. If employees are having any problems, challenges, issues, they can go and complain over there. Then on behalf of that department, we'll go and talk to the management, which will accordingly give the output. That is where it is referred to as establishment of employees grievance cell. Automatically effective coordination would happen. And last but not the least, there should be proper system for reporting proper system for reporting. So there is going to be proper system for reporting, which will ensure that coordination will be effectively and efficiently being done. Acha, so far I have spoken so many things on coordination. I am asking one question. Have you all understood whatever I have spoken so far? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Have you all understood so much I have spoken so far? Okay, so I've got few, I mean rather not few, around 15-20 yeses I've got. बाकी सब लोग सो गए लगता है. But moving ahead to the next part is leadership. Now the success of every individual enterprise is dependent upon the quality of leadership. So how this organization is going to be based upon what? How is organization is going to be is based upon what? The leadership skills. In a business enterprise, several tasks such as determining the objective of enterprise, designing the methods to achieve them, directing the organization, coordinating the activities of the various departments can be successfully performed only if there is able leadership. So if leader is proper, leadership is proper, leadership tool is proper, then whichever ways the business enterprise needs to achieve this task will be fulfilled and can be successfully performed if there is able relationship. So if there is proper relationship, all these things will fall in place as far as leadership is concerned. Acha. Next is leader and manager, who is basically, I didn't get your question, Vasanthi. Sir, how can ideas and objectives be hindrance in coordination? Now, why does ideas and objectives will have an hindrance in coordination or problems in coordination? Yeah, why it is problems in coordination? What natural hindrances? Because these hindrances, I'm not saying only hindrances, it's natural hindrances which cannot be eliminated. This is a natural hindrances. That is where we will have lack of coordination, or rather you can say problem of coordination when there is natural hindrances. Another problem of coordination which you mentioned was sir, how can ideas of objectives of hindrance in coordination? Okay, so your question was only one, that is with regards to objectives of coordination, also referred as problems in coordination. चलो फिर आगे बढ़ते. So leaders specifically has got the success of every industrial enterprise is dependent upon the quality of its leadership. So how the leader is will determine where the leadership or how the leader is functioning. In a business enterprise, several tasks such as determining the objectives of enterprise, designing the methods to achieve them, directing and coordinating the activities of various departments can be successfully performed only if there is able leadership. So leadership or leader can succeed in coordination if and only if the team surrounding or department surrounding them are effective and professionally sound, then only the leadership activity can actually be performed. Otherwise, leadership activity is not next to impossible to perform. Now there is a small distinction between leader and a manager. So a person emerges as a leader. So a person is there, and if he is able to give the output with money shelling out, that is referred to as a leader and a manager. So where a person emerges as a leader, then specifically his contribution will be different. The question whether or not he will emerge as a leader always depends on number of situational factors. So depend upon a lot of situational factors. Is he responsible for coordination or he is not responsible for coordination can be identified easily. A manager on the other hand is always put in his position by appointment. So manager is going to be put in what ways? It is going to be put in the ways of appointment. Otherwise, it is leadership is next to impossible. So leadership and manager specifically, leader is basically long run and manager is basically short run, to be more precise. Yeah, you can say like that, Rishikesh, what you have mentioned. So a leader always has some personal power, that is ability to influence, whereas he may or may not have positional power, that is right to command. So leader would have powers to influence others, whereas manager would not be able to influence others. A manager on the other hand always have some positional power. He may or may not have personal power. If he also has personal power, then he will be much more effective as manager. So usually a manager on the other hand always have some positional power. So because he's at a position, he's able to command and he's able to get the work done so very easily. If he's also a personal power, if he has personal power, then he will be much more effective as manager. So if he's got a personal power, he'll be much more effective. He'll be much more output oriented. That is where manager will be able to be in a superb way. A leader and manager. A leader generally looks at the horizon and not just the bottom line. He is innovating and believes in doing right things. A manager on the other hand is generally bureaucratic and believes in doing things right according to the rules to cope with complexity. So leader is there, he will do right things. Whereas manager is there, on the other hand, is generally bureaucratic and believes in doing the things right. So they believe in doing the things right, whereas leader believes that innovation and believes in doing right things. So these both way, the leader and manager are different. You can say leader is more of a uniform level in the global way, whereas manager is one departmental way. He is going to survive and succeed. Yes, Shweta. Next is functions of leader. Setting and achieving organizational goals become very important elements. So another function of leader is setting and achieving organizational goals. Another function of leader is planning operations of the organization. So when the company plans operation of the organization, this is the place where the leader is being given some kind of activities and tasks. And lastly, symbolic figure for the group. So there is proper symbol for the group which identifies that they are able to relate to the functions of the leader or functions of the organization. So symbolic figure of the group. So this is one of the ways which they can show how leader is functioning. Based upon that, we see the couple of few concepts specifically known as traits approach. Traits generally found associated with leadership are. What do you mean by traits? What do you mean by what traits? Traits means what? Characteristics. Traits means what? Feature. Traits means what? Nature. These are all different forms of trait. Traits generally found associated with leadership are. So which are the traits you will find associated with leadership? So there are different types of approaches to leader. First approach to leader specifically is referred to as physical quality, which means what? There will be physical appearance to approach to leadership. Second trait, feature, nature of leadership is that there will be proper physical qualities. Apart from that thing, there will be moral qualities. So they will be having the sense of responsibility. Next approach for leadership is qualities of head and heart. So how qualities of head and heart functions as far as leadership is concerned to give the output would be taken into consideration. That are the head, which is basically thinking and wanting to do, and what the heart is wanting and giving to do. Are they both matching? This is the way how qualities or approach to leadership would be taken care of. So qualities of head and alert are emotional and social maturity. Yeah, Rishikesh, it is difficult to balance at times, but this is what the R in the key is. Correct, Razi, what you have mentioned. Superb, Razi. I'll just copy and paste what Raji has mentioned. So Rishikesh mentions it difficult to balance them, and Razi mentions a leader can be a good manager, but all manager without coordination can't be a good manager. So this is the way how these things would actually work, and accordingly their output would be different. This is because the approaches are different as far as leadership tools and techniques are concerned. Correct, what you have mentioned, Snehal. Leaders are trend setters, whereas managers are trend followers. Superb. आगे बढ़ते traits, characteristic, feature, nature of leadership. So first trait of leadership is known as qualities of head and heart. So first quality of head and heart के अंदर we saw, or rather we basically specifically talk about is emotional and social maturity. So another approach of leadership specifically with regards to quality of head and heart is referred to as emotional and social maturity. Another approach or quality of head and heart, that is sound mind space to achieve the objectives and goals of the organization, is referred to as what? Qualities of head and heart. With regards to knowledge, decisiveness is yet another approach of leadership. Another approach of leadership is empathy or social sensitivity. So keeping ourselves in the opposite person pace and checking how the leadership approach is been functioning is another function. Next is objectivity based leadership, and last is initiative based leadership. So depending upon the objectives and initiative, approaches to leadership would be taken up as far as trait characteristics or trait approaches are concerned. Then we have got another approach of leadership is based on behavioral approach. So under this approach, researchers have studied leading behavior from these points of view. So under this approach, researchers have studied and found that leadership would be behavioral in nature, in which the emphasis will be given to motivation and authority. In positive behavior, the leader's emphasis is on rewards to motivate the subordinates. So in present context, when positive behavior is that the main context, main activity is based upon how much rewards he has been able to generate because of motivation to subordinates. In negative behavior, the leader's emphasis is on penalties. So when it is negative, the leader will emphasize on penalties and punishments. The leader tries to frighten the subordinates into higher productivity. So the leader tries to frighten them. In certain companies, you will find that the leader is not able to convince the employee, and that is where he punishes the employee and tries to get him in deep trouble, which causes a very big problem for the organization success. Last but not the least, element for behavioral approach as an approach to leadership is known as what? Authority. Leadership style can be autocratic, democratic, or free reign. So these are 4 different sections to which leadership approach or leadership activity would be applied. Okay, so far we have seen different approaches. First is trait approach, second is behavioral approach, and third is known as controlling approach. Okay, now this controlling part we will be doing in the next class. So this is where contingency approach would basically take place, and accordingly the output would be given. So as far as leadership approach is concerned, we have got leadership के अंदर behavioral approach and contingency approach. Everyone is clear so far what types of coordination specifically I have spoken with you all, or what specifically leader's role is in the approach of quality or approach of leadership? हाँ, सबको समझा इतना पार्ट? थोड़ा टेक्निकल है, थोड़ा रॉ है, बोरिंग है, but this is what this coordination part is there. Yeah, lots of concept, Vasanthi, you just need to read it across once, things will get clear. But I would like to just summarize this whole chapter of coordination based upon 2-3 topics. If you are all interested, I'll just give 2-3 topics, which is more, yes, it is more real life than as compared to theoretical. Case examples are given, but I could not give case in whichever ways I could actually have given. Mohini, yeah, Deepak, all said and done, important in business is very important is coordination. In this coordination, what we are supposed to read, Swati, is first and the foremost is techniques of direction. Sorry, not I went into direction. Okay, wait. In the chapter coordination, the first and the foremost important thing is to read is principles of coordination. Acha, Shankar, contingency means what? Suddenly, you can say backup, contingency plan, which is means backup plan. So here contingency approach is one approach to leadership. So to identify as to which of the situational factors are most important under a given set of circumstances, there is a proper contingency approach or contingency plan being in place. Can a manager be authoritative, or a leader only should be an authoritative? Kaushiki, both ways you can function. If the department gives authority to the leader, then he can be an authoritative leader, or a manager, then he will be an authoritative manager. Yes, Sandeep, there is a situational approach. But guys, to be more precise, specifically in this chapter, the things which you are supposed to study and prepare is, first of all, is principle of coordination, techniques of coordination, types of coordination. I repeat once again, principles of coordination, techniques of coordination, types of coordination. Then we have got steps for effective coordination, steps for effective coordination, steps for effective coordination, and leadership and its approaches. Last but not the least, leadership and its approaches. And leadership approaches. Everyone is clear with this part, this chapter? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Can I have responses from everyone? Thank you so much, Rishikesh. If possible, share your feedback on the email. Achha, I'm going to ask you one question. Thank you so much, Snehal, for your kind words. Once again, I will request everyone to share your feedback, supports on my email ID. It will be a great support to me as well. My email ID is just following ahead. This is my email ID. Thank you so much, Deepak, once again. Achha, I'm going to ask, let me ask one MCQ question. It's cheating here. Wait. The question is this: calamities such as fire, flood, earthquake are artificial hindrances. The options are true, false. Calamities such as, I have written spelling is wrong. Calamities such as fire, flood, earthquake are artificial hindrances. True or false? Correct. The correct answer is natural hindrances. Absolutely correct. Natural hindrances. So the sentence is false. So the sentence is what, guys? False. Absolutely correct. Everyone understood this much part? Acha, guys, I specifically hope and understand that you all have clear understood this particular part. Next time when we'll meet up, probably on Tuesday or Thursday, I'm not very sure. Mostly it is Thursday. On that day, we will wind up the remaining part of this chapter. So try to log in on time and accordingly we will be able to clear this whole subject as fast as possible. Okay, if anyone wants the PPT of the PCP, which is there on the screen, which you are getting, you can mail me on my email ID, and by the weekend or maybe on Sunday, I'll be able to reply you with the email as far as this chapter is concerned. Okay, thanks Mahesh. Thank you once again, Rishikesh. God bless you all. Anyone wants to come online and chat to me, you are most welcome. Thank you once again, Vinod. Thank you once again, Kaushiki. Thank you, Prakriti, for once again kind words. Thank you, Rajbir. Thank you, Shraddha. Thank you, Kapil. Thank you, Shankar. Once again. Thank you, Snehal. यार तुम लोग इतने भारी भारी वर्ड्स मत लिखो यार. I feel very emotional. Thank you once again, Snehal. Thanks, Swati, once again. So that's it. I've got nothing much to share with you all. Till I meet you for next and the last session of Principles of Management, probably on Thursday. Thanks once again, Sandeep. यार इतने भारी भारी मत वर्ड लिखो यार. Thank you, Mahesh. एक नंबर क्या मस्त लिखता है महेश. बहुत आगे जाएगा तू. Okay, great. So that's it. I've got nothing much to share with you all, and hopefully thank you so much, Vasanthi, again for your kind words. Thanks, Mahesh. In fact, that's what I mentioned. If you have got any feedback or positive responses you want to just mention over here, and at the same time someone wants PPT of this particular session, I'll just mail you across. Humble request, please don't put the PPTs on the Facebook. It is again a big challenge for us. So you can mail me with regards to PPT and I'll send you the PPT as fast as possible. But ऐसा मत लिख देना, sir I am from January batch, I am from April batch, I am from October. ऐसा मत लिखो. लिखो Principles of Management, chapter number 1 to 6. So I'll know what the person wants, and accordingly I'll be able to give you the output. otherwise difficult हो जाएगा. Okay, that's all from my end. Thank you and God bless you all. All the best. See you soon on Thursday. Thank you once again. Thank you. Thank you.